the channel for games, guides, and glitches. If you're a developer or publisher, feel free to contact me at the email, and to my regular viewers, please remember to subscribe, it really helps me out. Suddenfall here with a guide for broken pieces. So we can go into the options. I've already gone ahead and turned the music down, but there'll be two instances where I have to open up the cassette tape and turn it off myself because they set it to do that. But you want combat reduced as the mode for the optimal run. So basically this game has time limits, so we have to do stuff before the day ends, and you can't do any more once the day ends. But in saying that, if you focus on the main objectives quickly and efficiently, you can actually do the side objectives if you follow along. I managed to do this in 3 sleeps and on the 4th day, because there's a bug that happens if you try and do it in 2 sleeps and on the 3rd day. So with that, we can begin the guide.
Stay with me.
So we want to go to the end of this area, and then we can interact with the radio, and that will end this scene. It's A to interact, as you can see via the tutorial that's happening.
This nightmare again.
So we want to head out this way and up and through the open doorway here to collect the cassette tape and the cassettes.
You come with me, my friend.
Then you want to scroll down here and open the door and then run down the stairs. On the left will be another door we want to go through. And then when we're in here, it's the kitchen slash lounge room. So we want to go to a chest here and collect the ammo. You have to collect this ammo or it won't let you leave, so make sure you do. We also want to collect the notepad here. With everything, now we can leave.
It would be easy to get lost without it.
Click on the door, and then past the stairs. And through this way will be the exit. This will take us outside, where we will have a combat tutorial in a minute. First we have to go and retrieve our gun. So, if you follow me this way, there'll be a shack, or shanty as she called it. And we can go inside and retrieve the gun. We can collect the gun here,
I wouldn't stand a second on
and then we can leave. We can drop down to the left there, but first we'll have a cutscene.
Last time was very close. I need to keep up with my training.
So once we drop down, you want to skip the first area and go to the second, which is where we can actually use the gun for combat, which is this area here.
Time to shoot some cannons.
Just follow along with the tutorial.
The red one. Or the yellow one. Nah, the blue one. Definitely the blue one. 2 to go. And...
Once the can shooting's over, we can head back to the original spot that we ran past. And this is to do some dodging, so you want to aim and then push A to dodge.
Better be faster. Now
Once the
repel.
dodging's over, we can do repel training, which will be aiming and hitting B.
Next time,
You can do that pretty quickly.
getting in my safe space. I'm glad this thing recharges during the night.
And now we can head out and actually begin.
Training's over. Getting out there seems a little bit.
So you
less
want to head through
scary
this gate here. This is the gate that we'll be using all the time to return home when it's time. And we want to head
now.
up
I'd better
to
be
the
home before
lighthouse.
the night.
So with the time of this game, how everything's related to time, when you travel through a lighthouse gate or other gates, there'll be a time that displays. For example, this one's 1 hour and 30 minutes, and that's 1 hour and 30 minutes less you have to do things. So you want to be very quick with everything so you don't run out of time in the day. So here we'll get a cutscene, and this will begin the tutorial for combat with enemies. When those shadow
You again?
appear, it blocks your exit until the enemy is dead.
Learn your lesson.
So we can collect the fire axe here. The axes are very handy for progression. Some have 2 uses, some have 1. This one has 2 uses, and we'll be using its first use on a tree once we get up here.
The village really isn't investing in its infrastructure, and storms make it even more problematic.
So we just have to use it
This
on
tree
the
was not
axe and then push
felled.
Y. This
could
will
make a nice
create a
blade.
storm that will knock the tree down.
It's hurt, but that won't be enough.
And if you stand super close like I have, it doesn't register you on the tree. It's slightly buggy. But it doesn't affect anything, so don't worry.
Well, it doesn't seem to have awakened them.
You will notice some graphical glitches and stuff in this video that is actually from the game itself. On test runs and stuff, I got the same or similar glitches with colors and stuff. So a pre-warning on that. So we want to head down this way. And we're going to go and open the inventory, which is LB. It's very annoying and confusing. So when we get about here, you want to open the inventory with LB. You want to scroll down to the axe and push B. It says throw, but it's just drop. Then we want to go down this way. And we want to go into the lighthouse. There will be a door here. So just hit A and you'll go through. If you want to change the camera angle, it's RB. You'll see me do that sometimes. That's why the angle just suddenly changes. And other times I just leave the angle the way it is.
Why?
So we want to descend all the stairs, and then there'll be a locker that we get up to, and that locker code will be 1835. I will say it again when we get to it. So this locker here.
Looks like a lot of security for simple maintenance equipment.
So again, it's 1835. And that'll open that locker for you and get you that. The circuit breaker is semi-important for progression at the start, but after a certain part of the start, it's no longer anything to worry about. So once we come through here, we'll get attacked by an enemy. So this is a thing we can do with the game. If you hold M-Y, you can clear all the enemies as long as you're not hit. But it does use up the power on the bottom. So just be aware of that. I don't recommend doing it against one enemy. I just wanted to show you. They will teach you about it later, but thankfully I showed you early because I did not. I had issues with that. So this code was 1903. 1903. I was a bit slow on telling you, and I do apologize. But you want to take the thing and place it here, and then change it to 75, 0.75, and then you want to change this one here to 0.75, and that will solve this puzzle. So when we go to the computer, it's very fast, but basically what you want to do is hit A to unlock the door first, then hit down, and then A again for the turbines. So this will allow you to exit. If you don't hit A at the first part, you won't unlock the doors, so when you go to leave, the doors will stay locked. So make sure you hit A at the first part, then down, then A again. Then when it lets us leave the cutscene, we want to head this way and up here to interact with this desk. This will create a cutscene. Unfortunately, with cutscenes, I'm pretty certain that they eat up time as well, so it's quite annoying.
This place appears to be a government cell dedicated to recording underwater sound activity off the village. And this has been going on for a while. But I don't see what they're trying to find. They appear to be studying something at the bottom of the sea that is moving at precise coordinates. On April 17th, 1991, they recorded a signal which they define as organic. The signal was recorded on a cassette to be sent urgently to the DGSE because this would jeopardize the military security of the country. But one of the lighthouse maintenance staff apparently stole the tape. They quickly managed to identify him and where he lives. Wait, this is my house.
So now we can continue on. So we want to head outside of the lighthouse. So we have to head to the left and go through the door that is now unlocked. They will play a cassette with music, and even though you have music turned down for some silly reason, it still plays the music, so you will see me pop open the cassette to turn it off, but you don't necessarily need to do that.
Let's put on some music.
While we're going up the stairs, I will mention that the puzzles in this game we skip until after we've done the main stuff, because if you fail the puzzles at any point or you take too long, that actually eats into your time for the day. Really silly feature in my opinion. You should pause the timer when you're doing the puzzles. So we want to collect our fire axe. I know it's hard to see, but just push A on it and then pick it up, and then we can head through this door here. This will actually give us a new way into the lighthouse, because now we can actually unlock a door that we couldn't previously get through. So now we can return this way to the lighthouse if we need to go to this side, rather than walking all the way like we originally did. So when we get through this door, we're going to go over to a fuse box. So with the fuse boxes, we have to put in the device. Then you want to move the black one to the second, the blue one to the top, the white one to the third one, and the yellow one to the fourth one. Then turn it to 220 volts and hit the green button. This will allow you to enter this area.
Long time no see, Wassos Park.
I unfortunately have to do these puzzles quickly because, as I said, we're on a strict time limit to get everything done. So you want to collect this mushroom. So unfortunately you will have to rely on pausing a lot if you miss what I'm doing. But I will add text to help with those scenes.
I feel that the wind
So here you
turbine
want
is
to push
going need
Y
a
once
little
you've
help for me to
activated the
launch.
windmill. Then we can use the axe on
It
this
was enough
spot
to start
here.
the turbine.
This will destroy the axe. It only had 2 uses. Once we go down here, we can go and retrieve from the fuse box. And with the circuit breaker retrieved, we can now head back up the ladder that we just came from. So that way we can get into the area without having to use the door, and keeping the circuit breaker for the next fuse box. The next fuse box will be black down to 2, blue up to 1, yellow down to 4, and white up to 3. I'm saying it early so that way you know, but again, I've explained why I can't make these puzzles slower. So if you need to pause it, feel free. So you want to put the fuse box in, then black to 2, blue to 1, yellow to 4, white to 3, then put it at 220 volts and hit green. We can collect the document on the gate and then open and go through the gate. And then we can head down to the beach.
Here we go.
We've got a lot to do on the first day, so that's why I'm trying to do it very fast, so we don't run out of time. As soon as you make it to the church, that's the save point. You don't have to stress about time after that. But we're about halfway for that. So we want to head straight down, and there is a lever we want to pull. Thankfully we don't have to turn the storm on, so that saves us a bit of time. And if you tap A or mash A, you can actually teleport over to the lever when you get close enough, like I just did. It's a slight jump, and it only saves a couple of seconds, but still pretty cool to do.
Perfect.
Doesn't really have any other benefits. So we want to head straight down, and to the left of us will be a door. This is where it teaches us to do the Y thing that I did, and this is also where the game decided for some reason to play up. As you'll soon see, this is not a recording failure, this is actually the game itself. Once the game finally caught up with itself, I was able to finish them off. Surprisingly, didn't get hurt. The game is very buggy, so some bugs I found I didn't find in this run, but others I found in this run that I didn't find in previous runs. So we're going to get our first collectible here. You do have to collect these, they're useless, and they take up inventory space. Really annoying, but we have to collect them all for the achievement. So search this drawer for a pack of crisps or chips, and then interact with this document. And then we want to click on this tape. Then we want to push down and listen to the tape. It's very important you listen to this tape. Then we want to go upstairs and we'll have another puzzle to solve.
I did something stupid. Again. I dropped the key to the restaurant in the...
So basically if we get in the lines that are currently showing, it will stop the things from moving. So we want to get into the line here.
...in front of the post office, and I can't get it back. I know you have a lot of work with the
And then we want to go over here
but as soon as it's over, can you open to artisan with the double?
and stand in front of the line
I
here.
don't understand why so many people are attracted by a stupid secretary that unlocks with the help of light. Our superb cooking skills should be
And then we
enough
have to do it one more time.
In any case, before they start their work, don't forget to store our most important items in this secretary. We'll
And that
just
solves
have
this
to
puzzle.
remember to put them away before reopening the exhibition. And most importantly,
Yes!
Then you can search it with A, and then click A, collect the T, and with the key we
Dear
can
Rose house key.
now leave.
don't forget
That's a big
to
one.
decide what to do.
Probably a gate or something nearby.
Sorry to be your
The reason we had to listen to that tape is it tells us where a key is that we're going to get on our way back. The key can be a little bit finicky with grabbing it just because of where it is. So I will pre-warn you on that. So we want to head down to the fuse box, power box, whatever you want to call it, and collect the lever.
Not too
Then we want to
professionally closed.
remove the circuit
We have
breaker.
them. What happens if I remove the circuit breaker?
And now we will have our first weather change.
Snow?
So this does this does affect environmental things. So when it's snowing, certain doors can't be opened, levers can't be used, etc.
There's no way in hell.
So now I want to head down, and we're going to head back home to get some warmer clothes. But before we do that, you want to head to the right here and collect the cog from this area here. And then we're going to drop the cog and the lever in this area just to save a bit of trouble because we need them in this area, so there's no point taking them with us. So B to throw, then scroll over to the area on the left here and get the cog, and B to drop that as well. You can carry them with you because we won't be picking up an axe or anything, but I like to do it just because I know they're there and I don't want to drag them into areas we don't need them. So we want to head down this way. And we're going to head to that ladder because we can't use the gate. We can't use the gate because we took the thing anyway, but we can't use it because of the winter. And then you'll see your first spike with the game. Sometimes it shows a black. This time it showed green. I've had another run where it showed blue at that spot. I think it's because I'm running it so fast, but I'm not sure. So we want to head down this here.
Find the positives, Elise. That's good.
And then we want to head to the house. And we're going to go inside and get some clothes. Then we're going to head back out.
Now that the town's current is better, I can access the house's attic again.
So we want to search this cabinet here. And that'll get the clothes. And then this cabinet here for a tape. And then we can leave.
I knew I had you somewhere.
We do have to collect all tapes. So that's another reason why we have to do it with 3 sleeps, as I mentioned earlier. And this cutscene reveals how we're going to use the winter and summer with the IA fountains to solve puzzles and get through areas. So you want to leave it on summer, and you want to head down this way to where the gate is.
The cult was stealing them. They probably had tons of them.
You possibly can get attacked doing this. It's random. I've had runs where I didn't get attacked and other runs where I did. So we want to head down this way and interact with the piece of paper here. And then we want to create a storm here. This will move the key to the open drain here. But this can also cause you to get attacked as you watch. So just be aware that there might be a fight for you. And then you might have to move around a little bit to get it to show up, but you'll see purple. And that's when you know you can collect the restaurant key.
Ingeniosity is the key.
Then we can go to this and place the circuit breaker in. We only have to hit the green button, but I accidentally flicked the switch, so put it back on 220 if you do. And then hit the green button. This will allow us to go back in this way, but again, at winter we won't be able to go that way. So just be aware of that, but it does make it quicker for summer. So now we can head back to the beach. And this is where the important thing happens, where we get to the church. Once we make it to the church, that is the safe spot, and we don't have to stress about the time for the day. Pick up the cog and the lever. And then we can use the lever on this spot here. Then pull the lever and use Y to make a storm. Then we want to go stand near the winter fountain, but don't activate it until you see the storm is over, because you cannot go to winter while a storm is running. Once you see that flash, go straight to winter. So we're going to run past the puzzle. We're going to ignore it, as I said, because they eat up time and we haven't got the time, but we will get it when we get back, so don't stress. Like I said, they're secondary. We want to focus on main objectives first, whenever it's the first day and the new days. So we want to head down this way, and we want to collect the shrimp from the fisherman nets, I guess, or cages. You want to collect those shrimp as well, and then there'll be another set right here that'll give us 6 shrimp. We only need 4, but it's better to have more than enough. So with 6 shrimp and the mushroom from earlier, we'll be able to do the next bit without too much trouble. So we want to climb up the ladder. Then we want to interact with the fisherman's journal, I guess, on the left there, and then get the cog from the area here. Then we can open the gate and go through. And we want to head left. You'll see we're back in the area we passed the puzzle. This is the very time sensitive kind of thing. If you don't do it correctly, you will have to load your save and do the setup, gather, and then try again. Every time you enter enter an area, it will save, so you can load it if you need to. You want to place both cogs in like so, and then before you leave, you want to open the inventory with LB, drop the shrimp with B, and then the mushroom. The mushroom is for the crow. That's why we grabbed it earlier, because if we grabbed it now, we'd have to go up a ladder. So hit this button here, and then use RB to actually watch from here the gate. All the birds have to be off the gate, that's why we placed the shrimp and the mushroom, and we can't actually go through it until it's up fully. Once it's locked in place, we're free to go, so click out of RB, and then we can head down. So even if they get on the gate now, it won't close because we successfully opened it, as you'll see. So we're getting warned about the time, so that we're getting very close to when we're not able to travel. But this is only 45 minutes, so thankfully we're able to make it. And that makes us in our next area, which is the church. So we're in the safe zone and don't have to worry about the time now. We will be going past the time that's actually allotted, because the game doesn't make us go to bed or anything, thankfully, so we can actually take advantage of that. Congratulations if you made it this far. It's very tough, the time limit. So we want to head up this way and up the stairs to a gate that we'll go through, and then when we start walking through that next area, we'll get another cutscene.
Wow, I finally got there. St. Exel Church.
So once we go across the yard, we will actually have a fight.
Let's find what this church has in store for me.
So we just want to take them out. And then we can go through the door. We want to head up. The church can get very confusing, but thankfully we're not doing anything too complicated.
No doubt I'm on the right track.
So you want to go up through this door, then through this archway. As you can see, there's boards on the first gate, so we have to go to the second gate, and we can go through that. Once we go through the second gate, we'll get a cutscene.
The time has come, my friends. Everything has been revealed to me. I understand why the most basic things, like having babies, has been taken from us. Our divinity, that required so much sacrifice, is still not content. The village kids have had it easy for too long. They need to share our burden. It talked to me and asked to surrender them to its will. Generations have forgotten how this village was built. It is time for a history lesson. We placed statues to display each person we sent to sea. In their anonymity, they remind us of the road still to be endured. But be reassured, my devotees, this road is coming to an end. I found a way to communicate with our protector. It has chosen me as its vessel and talked to me so many times. I will finally be able to answer. A few of us We're meeting secretly in preparation for our next and last action. It will all be revealed to you tonight after the festivities. Do not enter
With
the
that
crypt yet.
cutscene over, you want to
I have
interact
the
with
answers
the
you have all been
statue, I guess, and then interact again. This will get you another tape.
With its complimentary tape.
poison from our life.
Then you want to head down this pathway to the back area. There will be a cross, and this is the whole reason we raced here, because this book is one of those books that she has to read after sleeping,
With me for my bedtime.
so take it for bedtime reading.
Looking more closely,
Unfortunately, we can't get the key,
one has the impression that some parts can be interlocked on the
so we can't really progress through the church until we get the key. They lock a lot of the stuff behind sleeping, so we have to, unfortunately, sleep. I would have loved to have found a way to do it without having to sleep. But go through this door here, and then go straight across. Then we want to head up, and there's an axe. Head down this way, and collect the axe here. This axe has two uses. We will be using it for one use, and then dropping it, and bringing it back to this area later. Currently, the game has locked it so you can't use the axe for its second use until the next day. So a lot of the progression is halted by that. You'll hear your clock go off. That's because we're way past time and should be home, but just ignore it. I've designed it this way so we can get the maximum amount of stuff done within the day. So we want to get to the exit here, and I'll show you when we get down here that we can't progress because the doors are locked to the church until we get the church key. So on the left here, this is one of the locked doors. Since we're heading this way, I figured I'd click on it.
I'm gonna need a key for this one.
And as you can see, we need the key. So a lot of the stuff that we could do via the church, we can't do because of that. So we want to head down this way. And through the gate. Then we want to head to the left of the gate and to the tree here, and you want to use the collect the mushroom too while you're at it, and use the axe on the tree. We need the mushroom for later since we used one already. Drop the axe here by throwing, as it says. Then we can head down the stairs and change it to summer so we can create a storm to knock that tree down. We can't head back to the beach until it's winter, so just make a note of that. So we want to create a storm now. Now we can cross. And this will be our first memory. So there's 5 of these within the game. We'll be doing 3 the first day, 2 the second day. For all 5. So we want to head up. With memories, there's certain things you want to search. You haven't seen me doing much searching, but these spots give you the HQ ammo, which is a stronger variant of the normal ammo. I don't use it, but I figured just in case you might need to use it, that I'd show you where it is. So we want to go through this gate here. So this memory has a cassette tape, the other memories don't, so this one's one of the more important ones. So first we'll get attacked when we go through here. If you notice, our health and our blue bar are recharged. They recharge when you go into a memory. So that way you can't get locked. So you want to go to the left here. This is if you don't want to fight. You might want to fight. If you want to fight, go the other way. But this is the correct way to go where you won't initiate a fight.
we took the right path.
When we go up through here, we'll have to drop down and then head to the left where we need to change it to winter. So I want to head down this way and across and then up these stairs. And again, that's when the game did the spike there. Like I said, it happens a few times.
I could question myself.
So we want to head down this way.
But
This is the
that would
correct
just
way.
add
Again,
one
if you
more
want to
on my
fight, go
plate.
the other way. I'm not going to stop a person that wants to do that. And as you'll see, she'll say this is the correct way again, meaning you didn't
Too easy.
have to fight. So for this part here, we'll have another fight. So we want to head to the left here, but not just yet. We want to head straight down because we need to change the weather to summer. So we'll be getting the tape soon. The tape technically is missable too, because you can actually get to the exit if you keep it winter, but we don't want to miss the tape because then you will miss the achievement. So make sure you follow me. So we want to head down this way and across and then up. This is the second tape that we have to listen to, otherwise the item we need will not appear. So on this table here will be the tape, so you can push A to collect it, then push down and play it.
Mommy,
Then we can head back the way we're coming.
hide and seek with me.
We're going to head back to where the fountain is,
I'm going to hide
and we're going to find the item before the tape finishes playing, because we know where it is.
I'm sure you will never find it. Close your eyes and count to 30. Up against a tree. These floating things don't
So right there.
hurt those.
Found it.
And grab
We'll
the key of
see. No
dreams.
chances against me.
Now we can head back upwards.
Okay, I'm going to hide it there. You can open your eyes now.
And then use it on the gate, which will unlock the gate now. Then we can drop down. Then we can collect the fire
I'm
axe.
gonna need you.
Use it on this barricade here. And then we want to head down this way, the way we came to get the tape. And then we can use it here, and that'll break the planks so we can drop down. And then we can continue this way where we will have to drop down again. And then we'll be able to head towards the exit.
Another of these damned four-legged beasts. I'm going to develop a phobia of horses. Oh, yes! I did it!
You can interact with the stuff
Would you be
here
ever
for something
washing
funny.
yourself out in the open like that?
I think it's funny what she says when you interact with the bathtub. But once we complete that memory, that'll be the first one out of 5 done. But it's ironically not the first memory you're supposed to encounter. We do that 1/3. So you can drop down. As I said, your clock's going to go off a lot, just ignore it. And then we can head down and change it to winter. Go through the gate. So we're going to take advantage of the game design here. So basically, because the time limit has gone past the amount you're allotted, it wants you to return home. So if you follow precisely what I do, we'll be able to go to other areas on the way home and take advantage of it to do things that we shouldn't have time to do. This is why I said secondary objectives after we've done the main objective. The main objective was getting to the church and getting the book.
I should keep an eye on the time.
So I want to head through, and we're going to go up the path here. We're going to head to that puzzle that we ran by. Now you'll have a good amount of time to do it if you struggle. So you want to follow along with my movements. It's A to switch spears can be a little confusing, and L, P and RB to move the cubes, but you can only move the cubes if the movable pieces are out of the way of it. I was able to memorize all the puzzles, so you just have to follow my movements and you'll be able to solve it as well.
I can picture you already.
And that'll get you your first museum coin. We have to collect all the museum coins because there's an achievement for beating all the puzzles. Not actually for beating all the coins, but we want to switch it to summer now. And then we want to head down to the, I guess you'd call it a pub. So we're going to head through the door that we couldn't head through before because we didn't have the key.
Now that I have the key, I will finally find out what is hiding behind this restaurant.
So we're going to head downwards. If you didn't collect the tape from the statue like I told you to, you can get the tape from this spot here. If you've already collected it, there won't be one, but if you interact with this statue here and you haven't collected the tape, it'll let you. So we want to interact with the fountain to turn it to winter. So you want to go up the ladder. And then you want to interact with the puzzle. Again, you just have to follow my movements. This one's a little bit easier. With that, we get our second coin. So we want to go into this shack, I guess it's called, and the first locker code will be 0785. 0785. This will get you some ammo, and then the second one will be 1149. So that's 1149. And this will actually get you a gun magazine upgrade, which we can apply later to the gun. So we want to go through this door here to unlock it, and we want to turn it to summer. Now we can head on through the door again, and we're going to head down to the end of the dock and hit a lever. And then we're going to return and turn it to winter. This is so we can access another memory. Thankfully that lever was pulled, so we don't have to do anything extra. But this is the one we have to activate, create a storm. Once you've pulled the lever, you drop it down, and then we can head back to the fountain and change it to winter. To save a little bit of time after we do the memory, we will actually be coming back to this fountain to change it to summer, just to make some of the objectives in the next area easier and quicker to do and get to, because if it's winter we'll need to change it to summer anyway. And I figured I'd give a heads up while we're marching on to the memory. So you want to head up this way and across the bridge we just dropped. And into the memory. So this one is one of the big fight ones. You can interact with objects too.
It just had, but
if you want to for memories. We're not worried about the time, so you can literally take your time to enjoy it. But if you do die during these sections, it will put you back at the start of the memory and you can just keep retrying, so there's no stress on dying inside a memory. So for this one, it's a more challenging one. There will be these jellyfish or whales, I'm not sure which, because they sound like whales but look like jellyfish, and they drop this black goo. So my tactic is to run to the left, as you saw, and stick to the right as well. So when I see one on the left, I'll go slightly right to where I know there's a second lot, which you'll see in a second. And that's when I know it's clear to stand there. Then after that, there'll be waves of bad guys. If you don't defeat the bad guys fast enough, the whales will still attack mid-fight, so you'll have to dodge them while still trying to kill the bad guys. Like so. The red around them is a shield, so you have to shoot the shield down first, and then you can shoot the enemy. And see, after the fight, if they've already dropped the black stuff, they can still get you. But with that, then is our second memory done, and we're actually free from this area now, so we can turn it to summer when we get back, and then leave. We'll have to do a couple of things and a puzzle and a memory, but after that we'll be able to go home, get a tape, drop off a couple of things, and sleep.
I should keep an eye on the time.
So we can change it to summer. And then we can head through the door and to the beginning area. And now we're back into the main area. So we want to climb up the ladder, just because it's closer than going to the gate. And it actually is closer to the objective we need to do anyway, so double win there. So on the hay bales there is a piece of wood. You want to interact with that. And this will tell us about the bird that has the key to the truck that we need. So we want to go up this way and interact with this. It'll tell us the weakness to the bird. And now we want to do the puzzle.
Solve this puzzle and win a coin to use in George's workshop.
Nice and simple and easy one. So we want to knock down the scarecrows, so this is the first one, and then there'll be a couple down this way. There's one here, and I think there's only one more that we need to get. Right here.
Birdie should feel free to leave its nest now. Now I need to attract it.
So now we want to head up to where the bird is, and we're going to drop the mushroom that we picked up earlier. Now if you didn't pick up the mushroom for whatever reason, on your left, just before the bird, is a mushroom. So you want to drop the mushroom with B and then walk off. You'll see the mushroom on the left there of me. So if you didn't get one, you can get that one. Once he does that, we want to change to the right stick view, spin around and wait for him to land on the mushroom like so, then push Y to create a storm.
There. I told you Sterling was
This will get you the achievement, and this will also get you the key.
Now, I only need to find the truck.
And now the view will go the way that it's supposed to go, because we're past time to make it harder for us to see what we're doing. But it's fine because we haven't got much left, and it actually the view gets reset again when we go through the memory. So we want to head down this way to where the van is that we just got the key for. You'll want to hit RB to change the view, and then you want to open the van. Search the toolbox for a tape. Leave the axe for now, and then interact with the door.
Tape inside his toolbox.
Once we do that, we can interact with the lock, and the code to the lock is 3178. So that's 3178. And we can go through the door here. Now it'll get very bright, so if you're sensitive to light or whatever, you might need to close your eyes and just run at it. But the memory is down here, and it gets very bright with the combination of the fog and the light. But with this is now our third memory that we're entering, so congratulations. We actually only have 2 left. We nailed this.
Come on, Elise.
And as you can see, we've got a cutscene because this is actually the first memory you're supposed to enter. So we're going to head downwards. Again, feel free to interact with things if you like, it adds to the story. Head right. And then you'll see a chest of drawers, we want to interact with that to get some HQ ammo. Then we want to go through the gate. Here, when we go downwards, we'll get attacked by enemies. There'll be 2 sets, if I remember correctly. Yep, 2 sets like I thought. See, if you're a bit slow with the Y movement, that's what happens. But it's okay. We can drop down now. And then pick the axe up. The axe has 2 uses.
I like you. You like me.
So we want to hit the tree and then create a storm. So now we can cross the tree. And then we can head up the stairs and to the right across the bridge. I felt like the fog from the other area entered here and made it a little bit harder to see, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember it being that foggy if you do it during the allotted time. Collect the HQ ammo from the toolbox and then go through the gate. This will unlock it from both sides now, and then we can destroy this here and collect more HQ ammo from this
son of a brick.
cabinet. Then collect the lever.
You couldn't resist me.
We'll get attacked again. Then we can go through the gate and we can head downwards and put the lever into the slot and then pull the lever. We'll need to create a storm, and one of my biggest annoyances with this was with some of the
now the system should
with most of the windmills, you have to be pretty much directly on them in order for them to activate. Would have been nice if you could have just created a storm and then gone through the door, but we have to go down this way. There's only one instance where that is actually the occurrence, where you can just create a storm as you come out, which I'll mention later, but we'll get a memory if we go here anyway, so it's not all bad for this part. But create a storm now, and that'll power up the door that we had to run past. So now we have to head all the way back to go through the door, but we'll be able to exit, so congratulations on completing your 3rd memory. Like I said, feel free to interact with things if you want to. I'm just trying to get through this as fast as possible for you, so that's why I'm not interacting with much. Only with what's necessary. And now we return back, and as you can see, we haven't got the fog at the moment. Like I said, it will come back though when we do one thing, but for now we can enjoy not being hindered. So we can go to the back of the van and you can collect the axe without having to open it, as you can see. And we're going to actually place the axe at a certain spot to help us later. You may get attacked doing this, you may not. Because there's one spot in particular where the enemies tend to sometimes spawn if you go through it. I didn't get attacked, but I figured I'd warn you in case you do. So we want to open the inventory here and place the axe here. This is to save us time for tomorrow, because we will need that axe. It only has one use. It's not a 2-use axe, so once we use it, it will be gone, which is actually handy for what we're doing. So we want to go to the house now, but we don't want to go home. We want to go to the shack where the gun was picked up, because we're going to apply the upgrade that we got. This is the only upgrade I will be applying.
Nice. I will be able to fire more bullets with this new magazine.
So now we can leave. And as you can see, the fog will return, but that's okay because we're just heading home anyway. So you want to head into the house. We want to head upstairs. We're going to go to the attic to get a few things. So we want to head up this way, and to the left will be a door. We want to go through. This is where the bathroom is. We want to head down from the bathroom, and on the left here will be the attic. We want to hit A on the switch, and then climb the ladder. Now we want to go up to that green desk here, and collect the tape. This is the second instance where they force you to listen to music.
I love that music.
So after it, she will put the tape in, so you'll see me open it to turn the tape off, because I don't want any music playing.
Let's put on some music.
There we go. And so we want to search this. This will give us our next item that we need to collect, which is the eraser. So there is a arcade machine in here, and if you beat the arcade machine's high score, you will get a laser that appears behind the machine that you can collect, and it's a laser pointer you can attach to your gun. I don't necessarily find it useful, and thankfully they didn't make it an achievement to get that, so we can ignore it if you don't want it, but if you want it, the option's there before we go to bed. Make sure we've listened to all tapes that are important. They're the ones with the red symbol, and if you have, we can go to sleep. So now we can collect the tapes.
I'm certainly not done with the place. This tape recorder is helpful during late nights.
Make sure you collect those tapes because that's important.
It's my only way to hear a human
So we want to
voice.
head out and we want to head down. And we're going to go left so that way we can empty our inventory a little bit. We're going to head to the storage container. And we can put the chips and eraser in there to give us a bit more room. This is another one that's going to have a tight time limit, so just be aware of that. But once we've done the main objectives again, we will be able to do the secondary like we just did the first night, so it's not too bad. So we want to change it to winter. Then we want to head out the gate. Then we want to head up the
I
ladder.
have to go to this crypt. I feel that I am close to my goal.
And then we want to head to the beach. From the beach, we're going to be heading to the church. Figure it's easy enough to say while we're in the loading screen. Once we're in the church, we're going to head back to where we got the book from. So we want to head this way. And down here, then through the gate to the church. And because of all the work we did yesterday, we don't have to worry about doing it today. So that's actually a bonus. So now we can head up towards the church. Remember to grab the axe. We're gonna need it. Because we viewed all the cutscenes already, we thankfully don't have to view them again. And we also don't have to do the fight again. So we want to go through the gate here. And then we want to head down to where we got the book from, which is at the end of this area. So we want to interact with the cross here.
This key will allow me to explore the church.
And this will give us a key.
I've seen the same kind of locker around.
This was the key I mentioned earlier. Unfortunately, we couldn't take it or get it until we slept and read the book. Would have been good if we could have got it early, because then we could have done other stuff, but at least we've got it now. So you want to head to the left here and collect, or open the door. Can't collect anything just yet, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but we want to head straight down. And we're going to head to that door that I showed you that was locked. We're going to get a collectible from there, and we're going to get an item that will help us progress another area. So head straight down, and the door will be on the right. If we head straight ahead and to the left, there's a cupboard we can search. This will have the collectible, which is the pattern game. And then if we come over here and go to the left through here, we can search this chest of drawers, which will have a door handle, which we need to access another area. So we can go out of this door now, and then we can head back up. Want to open the door. then continue upwards. And then through the gate again. Then we want to head through this door here and straight across again. This will take us outside where we originally got the axe from. So this time we want to head upwards. And then we want to push A on this spot here. You'll see it highlight, and then break it down with
Planks
A.
removed. This should weaken this son of a brick.
Then we can head downwards to the exit here through this gate. And we can exit the church. When we make it back to the church, that will be the save point again for the times. So we are still rushing, and I figured I'd mention that during the loading screen, because as you know, everything is under a time limit. So we want to head downwards and open this gate. Now we've got a quick way to return to the church. We want to head through here. Now be very careful here. Grab the axe and take your time, because sometimes a fight starts, and if you go too fast you will go through the gate when the fight starts and not be able to progress, as it locks you out and you'll have to load. But we want to head to the lighthouse, so go through the door. I had that happen twice on 2 runs where I got that bug. Now we can head downwards. And then we can use the axe here to break the planks. Then we can climb the planks and follow this way. You want to head through this door here. And then we want to head downstairs. And to the right will be another door we want to go through. And then we can head straight again. Then we want to change it from winter to summer. So the fountain's right here to do that. Then we want to go up. And we'll interact with the thing here. This will get the water flowing. Then we want to head down and change it back to winter. Then we want to go across the ice, and we're going to go and collect the other wheel. So we want to go into this open area here and around the bridge to the other side, where you'll find the wheel that we can collect, or the valve. I'll just call it a wheel, it's easier. Then we want to change it to summer again. place the wheel, and then after you place it, use the wheel. Then we can leave. We want to head back the way we came. So that means out this door, and up the stairs and out the other door. Then we want to head to our right so we can head down the stairs here. Be careful not to get caught on the edges. And then we want to open the gate, which will actually unlock it from both sides for us, so we can use that later. We want to head down this way and over the tree that we knocked over from the beginning of the game. Then we want to head up this way. We want to head over to the door there that we can see in the distance. This is where the door handle comes in handy. And then we can go through it. If it's winter, it will be blocked, so that's why we had to make sure it was summer.
Alright.
Ignore the puzzle, like I said, that's secondary objectives. Collect the axe from this spot here.
Excellent.
And then we'll go through this door here. This will get us into the house through the back door. And then we can go through to the left here. And then outside the front door, which will actually unlock it. So we want to drop the axe here. And then we can change to winter. We have our last door code coming up, so congratulations, yay. But we want to head this way and
I swear,
up these
officer,
stairs.
not a break-in.
We're going to get a collectible and another tape on our way. So you want to search this chest of drawers to get the sunglasses, and then go through this way and up through here, and on this desk is the tape.
Someone left the tape.
And then we can go this way to exit through this door here, and then we can jump down off this balcony. We want to head downwards and to the left. And you want to follow this way through the ice and down here. And this is where we can enter the code, which is 1155. So that's 1155.
The plate is right there.
So we want to collect
just
this
in front
pet
of me.
plate. This is for the
It's
cross.
complicated, but we always knew you would end up in my hands.
So now we can head back. We want to head up and through. And we want to go back to the door that we opened with the door handle. Because as you can see, the back door is snowed in. And so is the door handle, but the ladder here is not. So we can climb the ladder, and then we can drop down on the other side. Now we want to head back to the area we were originally, where the water was flowing. So that means going across the tree that we dropped. So we want to open this gate. Go up the stairs, then through the doors, then down the stairs and the door on the right again. And then instead of going to the previous area, once we get into this area, we'll be going to the beach. So if we head here and turn right, through this bridge is the entry to the beach. So we want to go up and change it to summer. This is so we can pull the lever and create a storm to drop the bridge. This is the lever that we need to pull. The other one will drop automatically, so we can create a storm. And then while the storm's running, we can hit the other lever to save a bit of time. Then we can head back and change it to winter. Remember to wait for the storm to end, because we can't change it to winter while there is a storm going. Then we can head back this way, and through the gate there will be a piece of paper, so you'll have to skip
I know
the conversation.
I'll let you see that with him. Regards.
We'll be getting a collectible and an object we need. So on the right is a trash bin, search it. This will have an empty gum roll. That is a collectible that we do need for an achievement, so make sure you do not miss it.
Hey, beauty.
And then collect the family plate.
At the church waiting for you.
Now we can head back, and then we can go across the other bridge. We're going to head to the church, and we'll be almost at the save point then. The church is one part of the save point, but when we get back to the lighthouse, you'll be completely safe from the time. Go through the gate. And then we can head down to the church exit, which you should know by now, since we've used it twice now. Congrats on making it this far, and now you have a save point, so if you don't do it fast enough, you'll be able to load it from. So we want to head up to the church again, and for the third time we're heading back to that cross. We do have to get one last thing before we fully head to it though. But yeah, for the third time we'll be heading towards it. So now that we're in the church, we want to head upwards. We'll be going to where we used the fire axe earlier. As we need one more plate before we can continue. So head through the gate here. Head to the right, through this door and then straight through to the next door. Then we want to head upwards. And we want to go up the logs. Ignore the puzzle again. I've set it so that we can come back for that later. We want to head up this way to the door, and we want to go through the door. And we want to head straight across to another door. This will unlock it, and we can go through. There will be a fight that initiates here, so be ready for it. Now I can go through the door. So in this area there will be a collectible and a door, and again that's the game when that happens, not the video. So we want to head to the left here. And we want to collect the doll from that drawer set there. When we go down this way, we will have another fight. I like to keep the angle like this so we can see them, because they actually appear behind you. And if you change the angle, it's harder to see them. Then we can collect the tablet.
Let's find you a place back on that.
So that's the third tablet and the last one we needed for the cross at the church. So now we can head to the cross, like I said. A lot of main objectives. So we want to head across here, and we're finally going to get to unlock a area that we hadn't unlocked yet. So right here we can unlock the gate. And this will actually bring us closer to the cross in the church. So it saves us that little bit of time. So we want to interact with the cross, and then you'll have to move a little bit and interact again with it, and do that a third time. Unfortunately you can't just hit A. It needs to register you moving after each A prompt. This will unlock the crypt.
Yes.
And now we can head this way and around to head down into the crypt. And then across, and we'll head into another gate, and a cutscene will start.
The desecrations of tombs and vaults. Everything was true. Badges and clothing stolen from Lacren. The devotees planned to strike a blow and take control of the lighthouse. At the same exact moment, people discovered their sordid staging in the church.
So now that the cutscene is over, we can go across and collect the item here, which will be
This
a
She
music sheet.
must have- Yes. To complete such maps, she most likely found a high vantage point.
So now that we have the music sheet, we can head down here to the left slightly. You'll see a thing we can interact
I
with.
understand why the town stopped
This
helping
is
humans.
something we want to collect.
I will help myself. Generously.
We only need one of the circuit breakers out of 3.
We offered it the body
And then we can collect this, which is some ammo.
family through
And then we can leave.
has repaid its debt. The children's turn has come. Tomorrow, and that's a promise, we will finally be able to get in touch with it. Many people will stand in our way, but their efforts will be in vain. Once the village feast is over, when people will discover our messages in the church, we will infiltrate the lighthouse and take over the base.
Now we want to make our way back to the
has equipment to send the message, and
lighthouse
we will use
area,
it to contact our
and
divinity.
that will be
Patrick,
our
the front door of the lighthouse, so that no
time
one can
done,
get out.
basically.
You will help me in the basement. As for the others,
We don't have to stress
we will
about the
take care
time
of
once we
sending
reach
our
there.
New offerings. The information that you stole from the ornithologist at the top of the bell tower was decisive. He thought he understood the world by observing the air, without knowing that the truth was hiding at the bottom of our sea. These observations and the offerings we made from the beaches of Saint-Exil allowed me to know where the entity was waiting for us to contact it. Doubt may cross your minds this last night, but be reassured, all our spiritual pain.
So we're heading
are
back
also
to
our
the
chances
beach
of
first,
redeeming
and from the
ourselves.
beach then we're going to head
We
to
have
the
reached the point of
entrance
no
that we
return.
use to get to the
Tomorrow
lighthouse.
is our big day. Rest and meet.
The reason for this is the entrance to the beach takes 45 minutes, so it saves us a little bit of time that I don't think we can spare if we took any other entrance.
I should keep an eye on the time.
See, she's warning us that the time's getting close for her to go home. That's why I said it's very important that we focus on main stuff first before secondary. Getting to the lighthouse allows us to do all the secondary stuff we need to do though. We've finished with the main stuff for now, until tomorrow. Again, those aren't from the video recording, those are actually from the game. Those little bright light things that just happen, like right there. I had them happen on other runs when I wasn't recording, that's how I know. So before we go through the gate, grab the lever here, very important to grab this lever.
I like you. You like me. We should
And
head.
now we can head through the gate, and once we head through this gate, we are done with having to worry about the time. So now you can take your time. So we can head back to where we got the what would you call it again? The wheel, and we can turn it to summer. And we want to turn the water flow off. We're going to get one of the memories that we haven't gotten yet.
water gone, it's safe to go down the ladder again.
So when we get to this spot here, we want to create a storm. This will open this gate. Then we can go through, and the memory will be right here. As you can see, we've got now energy and health back. Every time you go into a memory, it does that, just so it doesn't cost you, which is a really nice thing. So we want to search this bin, and that'll get you to HQ ammo, and then if you come over to the other side and search the other bin, that'll get you 1, I believe. Yep, 1. So for this gate, it will have a code. The code is 1221. So again, that's 1221. So we have to place 3 levers, and then we have to activate 3 storms to get the windmills working. Again, this is where the annoyance of having to be close to them when you activate a storm comes in. It'd be nice if you could just activate 1 and it got all 3. So you want to place this lever here and then pull it. I'm going to go get another lever
Now the system should
and
be
place that one in the next spot. You want to head down this way, grab it off the
Let's take a
part
look.
here,
Just you and me.
and then place it into this spot here. And just down from here, the camera angle is not going to be the best, but will be another lever. And we're going to grab that one,
Now the system should be unlocked.
and then head all the way back to the start. So on this table here, like I said, the camera angle is not the best,
You like me? We should hang.
but once we get that lever, we can head back out the gate that we came in. Then we can head down, activate the lever,
Let's try to push it now.
pull the lever, then we can head
The
down
lever is
again
pushed.
and activate a
Blades
storm.
need an initial push.
So just stand here and activate a storm. Once the storm's activated, we can head off to the next location. I'm going to go through the gate again. We won't be coming back, so you don't have to worry about going through it a third time. Then we want to go down here to the right. We want to go up to the end, and then we can activate a storm again.
I have to wait a bit for the gem to recharge.
I was a bit too fast for the game, so he yelled at me for it. But then we want to head back down and to the left, and we're going to go right again. As you can see, we've got 2 green lights, so we just need to activate the last one, and that'll let us go through that door. So we can go to the right here, and up this way, and then activate the storm. On the table is a lever. If you want to know a fun fact, you can actually grab it and leave the area with it, but it won't bring it out of the dream world, which is disappointing. It would have been a cool little thing if it did, even though it was pretty much useless. So now we can leave the dream world. We're done. Congrats on finishing the 4th one. So there's only 1 left now. We will have to create another storm to get out of the area, because when we load in, the gate has closed. So you will have to wait a little bit before we can leave. we can go up. You want to keep it on summer. And we can leave now. We want to head upwards. And then through the door. Then we can head down. And through the gate. And once we head through the gate, we can head down a set of ladders that we haven't been down before. This is why we needed the lever from the previous area. So head down this ladder, and then we can put the lever into the spot, and then activate it, and then create a storm. And when we come across, there will be a puzzle we need to do. There's also another lever on the right, but we don't need it. So again, you just have to follow along with me.
Solve this puzzle and win a coin to use.
And we can
in
solve this
George's
puzzle.
workshop.
Look who's smart.
And with that, we get the next museum coin. Now we can head up, and we're going to go across the tree that we cut down again. We've got to go get our axe, and we've also got to go and get another puzzle to complete, because we weren't able to do it in time due to the strict time limit of doing the main objectives within time. So pick up the axe and then head through the door, and then head to the puzzle just up here on the left.
This
And
one
again, follow
is the
along.
easiest, I'm sure of it.
And we'll be able to solve it, no trouble whatsoever.
You know it as well as I. The devil hides in the details.
That gets you your next museum coin. And then we can go through the door, and we have to go to the other side of the lighthouse area now. So we just have a small little trek. So now we can head up, and we'll actually get to see what the woodpile looks like in summer, because we've only seen it in winter. And as you can see, it's a hot mess. But we can head down here, And we've got one more fuse box to do, and this one will be black 1 to 1, blue 2 to 4, yellow 3 to 3, and white 4 to 2, so it's a little bit more confusing.
Alright, so now I need to fix these colored cables in the right order.
So black 1 to 1, blue 2 to 4, yellow 3 to 3, and then white 4 to 2. Then we got to put it on 240 volts. I accidentally put it on 220. And then hit the green button and the door will open. We can actually take our time on that one for once because we're not worried about the time. So I want to head down this way and we're going to get a tape. We've got to hit the tree first with our axe. This is why we brought the axe with us. I'm going to change the view so you can watch what the tree does. That's how we get inside. The tree actually opens it up. And then we have to collect our tapes from here.
Despite the mess the protesters, they listen to. Maybe I should listen.
And now we have to go and change to winter. And then come back because there will be a memory for us. And I went straight past it because I always think for some reason that it's at the end here because it makes more sense, but it's right in the middle. But again, we don't have to worry too much about time, so going a little bit ahead like I did doesn't hurt anything. So now that it's winter, we want to head back. And now we finally entered the last memory. So this will be another one of those fight sequences with the jellyfish slash whales. So again, I go with the same strategy of keeping an eye on the left. As soon as I see the left, I go to the left, and that avoids the right. This one's a lot faster, so you have to try and time it well. It also introduces a new concept in the bad guys, but not yet. For now, they're just the original way you'd fight them. So here it is, where the glowing ones are. We want to aim for the one that's not glowing.
Itself? Who do I shoot now?
And then we got to go back to avoiding the black ooze, I guess it is. Now they've got shields. And back to the glowing ones, so we want to aim for the one that's not glowing.
Duplicate itself? Who do I shoot now?
And with all of them finished, we can now head out the exit of this memory. Again, interact with things if you want more story. But once we exit out of it, we will get our achievement for completing all 5 memories, so congratulations.
I should keep an eye on the time.
And with that, we can return back to the main area. We still have some stuff to do when we go back to the main area. It's technically main objective stuff, but I'm classifying it as side objective stuff because we can do it at any time because it's within the confines of the house. So we want to head back to the house now. And we want to go to the training area. She's just down these stairs, but first I'm going to make it summer. Because I much prefer when it's summer. So we go over here and we interact with this door to unlock the door and go through. So then we want to walk across and go over to this set of lockers.
There's gotta be something.
This will create a cutscene. So we want to go inside here and interact with the power switch on the right here, so it's right here.
I can't believe all this was under the house.
And when we do that, we're going to get another cutscene for a while.
If you're listening to this, you are probably the person sent by the office to continue my investigation. Well, at least I hope. My name is Matthew Banks, and I started this work about a year ago. As stated in my previous reports, I infiltrated the Lighthouse last month, but they just found out that a tape was missing, and I think they're onto me now. I used to borrow tapes during the night, but this time they noticed before I could bring them back. I didn't have time to use the new filtering machine, but I left a tape inside it. I hope it's safe there with you. Since I have to leave, I prepared the way for you, and I have regrouped all of my ongoing work onto 3 different boards, each including a guiding tape. The first one gathers my studies on the audio signal coming from the oceanic floor, which was the reason our interest was piqued by St. Exel in the first place. The second board will give you more details on the local cult, whose believers call themselves the Devoted. The third board is about Operation White Medusa, which is probably why you're here now. We are now definitely forced to recognize that the village of St. Exel is the center of great political and scientific interest, as we first suspected. I hate to leave like this, but I'm afraid my time has come. During the last 2 weeks, the Lighthouse had trouble acquiring new information from ashore. Apparently, some kind of technology has been jamming their signal. Is there some kind of expert trying to hack the operation? I'll leave it to you to find out.
So with that, we can now collect the tape by clicking A on it. That'll be the listen first tape. Then you want to click these spy papers for reading later tonight. Then you want to scroll up, and when it highlights, collect the tape. And you want to do that for all boards. This one's on the right. And then this last one is on the bottom left here. Then we can go into this spot here and turn on the power. And then you want to shift over till you can get the audio. This will come in handy for later because we have to do this to find 3 locations later. So you want to do it now for one of them. And that, because there's actually 4, this one will save you some time. But once we get the audio, you'll see it come up like so.
Submarine? In danger?
And she comments on it, and that's how you know you're done. Then we can interact with the rocks.
Where did he find it?
And then we
apparently willing to ship it
can have a look at the tapes to make sure that we've played all the important ones. And even though we've heard this one from the cutscene,
If you're listening to this,
for some reason it's important.
probably the person
So
sent by
I'm
the
playing it
office
again.
to
I could just
continue
turn it off right now,
investigation.
but we're going to be going
At least
to bed soon, so I just
My
figured
name
I'd
is
leave it
Matthew
running.
Banks, and I started this work about a year ago. As stated in my previous reports, I infiltrated the lighthouse last month, but they just found
So we
out
want to
that
head
a tape
inside.
was missing, and I think they're on to me now.
And we want to
I
head to
used
the
to
left.
copy, borrow tapes during the night, but this time they
And then we
noticed
want to
before
go
I
into
could bring them
the
back.
storage, and we want to put the
Maybe
items in
this time
here.
I used the new filtering machine, but I left a tape inside.
You can also drink if you need health.
I always forget to drink.
Safe there with you. Since I have to leave, I prepared the way for you, and I have regrouped all of my ongoing work onto 3 different boards, each including a guiding tape. The first one gathers my
But now we can go
studies
up
on
to the
audio
bedroom
signal
and go
coming
to
from the
sleep.
oceanic floor, which was the reason
So you
I
wanna
was
go
interested
upstairs
by
to the
Saint
left.
in the first place. The second board will
And
give
through
you
the
more
first room
details
on the
on the
right.
local cult, whose believers call themselves the
And
Devoted.
then click on the bed.
The third board is
You wake up in a dream.
Not this again.
So we just want to go to the end of it, and we have to interact with the board. And then once we interact with the board, we can interact with some rocks next to it. And that will end this section. So the board's right here. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
And then on the left here, the rocks. And that'll end this and wake us up.
I had almost forgotten that dream. His voice still echoes in my head, and I need to know more. Let's find that antenna on the village beach.
So now we can leave. And we don't have much to do today, because we did everything the first 2 days. This was mainly just so we could get a tape. So we want to listen to the 2 important tapes, Jam Signals and the Cross in the Crypt. I'm just going to leave one of them playing because I can't be bothered turning it off.
Crossing the church to reach the altar,
But the first one I played it and turned off, and that counts.
Located just below. It's probably a kind of
So we want to head out the entrance.
Then why would there be light inside? Considering the police are looking
And then we
for
want to head
board
to the
members,
church
this
again.
would be a perfect place for them to regroup in total secrecy. There's a procedure to follow to unlock the crypt's access, but it's going to be complicated. The door lock is linked to a mechanism inside the memorial cross. If I place 4 commemorative plates, The cross will unlock.
So you
the
want to be
door
careful here
automatically.
when interacting with this.
Wow.
I
Why did
clicked
they
on the
have to attack
interactable by
me?
accident, so
It's my Pierre, where are you?
just be careful of that. For some reason they put an
Supposedly.
interactable there. So we want to grab the lever
Right now,
on the
only
right
one
here,
of the 4 plates is inserted on this cross.
We both knew you could.
and then we can head into the church area.
The one
We will have a puzzle we need to do. We will have to collect another object that we need to sleep with. This will give us the last videotape, and hence why we needed at least 3 sleeps, unfortunately. And we will also have one other puzzle, and that will be all the puzzles done. So it's not confusing. I mean, there's 2 puzzles in total. One coming up and one later. So this is the first puzzle of the 2. Right here.
Good luck with this puzzle.
And that'll get us our museum coin. So we only have one more museum coin we need. And then we've completed all the tables. So now we can head this way. And because it's summer, you get to enjoy the pretty flowers instead of the snow. So we want to head down this way and through the archway there. Then we want to go through the metal gate. And then we're going to go through the other metal gate. Because we actually have to go upstairs, a place we haven't been yet, to get the thing we need to get. So we want to head up here and unlock this door. We're going to have a piano puzzle. The piano puzzle is B, E, F with a
Too many people. Since I'm the well, I'm going to need to learn the organ.
B, E, F, and the F.
Good enough. I can do it with Pierre.
The black F, and then G. Then we can go through the door, and then we can climb a series of ladders till we get up to the top area.
The atmosphere is incredible.
And then from there we can collect a book and some nautical charts, and then climb back down.
Compilation of this document. It will take me some time to study it. Please bring me some here. That's the sea depth of the village.
So we got the science notes and the nautical charts. So now we can leave
You spent a lot of time.
and head down the ladders. We're gonna head back down to
Pages seem to have
the
been
beach
found in
area.
all of these documents. She must have found a place to send the signal and kept it to herself.
There's one last unexplored area we haven't been.
And find out if the lighthouse had any luck recording this thing underwater. With these maps, it will give me the right spot to send that signal. But I need to read through this all first.
So we want to head straight down. Through the door. Straight down again. To the left. And again, you get to see the garden during summer, so it's nicer. So I want to head down again. And you'll see a building on your left. We want to go up the stairs into that building. Can be a bit finicky getting the angle. As you can see, I got caught. But then we can click A to enter. It'll be a bit dark. You want to go straight ahead and to the left. And then on your left will be a door that we can enter. You want to put the lever into the slot and then pull the lever.
Let's try to push it now.
Then we can head out the door.
Should be unlocked.
Then we can head down and outside. Once we're outside, wait a few seconds and activate the storm. Then we wait a little bit and go back out. And the lights are on. So we want to go up to this counter and collect the museum flyer. This will give us a tape. Then we want to do this puzzle here. This is the last one.
And win a coin to use in George's workshop.
And that gives us the last museum coin and an achievement, so congratulations. Use the coin in this robot.
This is where I have to put the tokens.
And we gotta keep doing that until we get the Rubik's Cube and the tape. I just put in all 10.
I want a piece of paper with a joke. Do you know who burned the Sistine Chapel years ago? Michelangelo.
Because we did all the work, we may as well get all the rewards. This will get you an achievement for getting all the souvenirs. And now we got another tape. Just keep collecting all the prizes.
I want a piece of paper with a joke. What's the worst that can happen when your job is to tie sausages together? Not being able to make ends meet.
And the gun grip
Possible prizes from
is the top prize for
couldn't resist.
doing them all. With that, we can leave.
So, the wind
See, this
turbine
was the
filling him with
one time the wind
power.
turbine was good because we didn't actually have to be close to it. I wish that most of them were like that. So we want to go in this exit here. This takes us back to the home area. And we want to go down the ladder, and we're going to get another tape. This area you have to be careful of. I had it a couple of times where it glitched. If it does, you just need to load it back up. Thankfully, it saves whenever you go to a new area. So search this toolbox, and you'll find the tape and some scrap. Then we can go through this exit. This is the exit that bugs on me occasionally. It doesn't load the next area, and so it can cause issues. But once you've done that, we can return home. We can put our prize in the chest. And here you can see all of them, so you know what you're missing, if anything. And now we can go upstairs and sleep. Collect the tape and you'll get the tape achievement. Congratulations. That achievement is the whole reason I had to give us an extra day. Bugs out otherwise if I try and do it early, but we want to head downstairs to the basement where we collected the tapes from the day before. We want to go and interact with the radio. And we have to find 3 locations. Once we've found those 3 locations, we have to go to another spot.
It's just a big fish.
So just follow along with what I do to find the locations.
Gotcha. 1 location down. A fisherman? Not really interesting.
82nd day. We are still waiting for the return of the analysis probe after the loss of signal 3 days ago now. The non-military person...
Okay, so you were there too.
The laser is finally operational following the repairs.
We sent the first pulse burst at 85 joules minus 1 day. We're getting closer to the residual reflection.
Found you, damn submarine.
The deepest point of the perimeter.
Now that we have the 3 coordinates, we can go
Point the location. Let's use these maps on the projector
to the
now.
projector here. You want to swap to the 3rd map and then go up to the pond kind of thing here and match it like so.
That's it. The first coordinate is when they approached the area and detected something with their instruments. Then they circled around the ghost ship and sent out a probe which never returned. The last recording was when they decided to go deeper. And something went very wrong. Poor bastards. Let's send a signal over there and see what's under the sea. To the lighthouse.
And then we can go through the door. And go through the exit of our place. And for this one, it's actually easier to go around this way and go to the 2nd exit for the lighthouse, because then we don't have to walk to that area. will already load up in that area. So go through this gate, and then we can go through the second entrance to the lighthouse. So you want to head down this way and to the lighthouse. Then we're going to head down the stairs of the lighthouse.
Signal to something? To someplace unknown? Doesn't sound too scientific, Elise. Let's hope I don't end up like the submarine. Just doing the same shit the cult did?
So here I interact with the wrong computer, so ignore this part. We want to interact with the computer here.
They do not. Good thing nobody can find them here.
So interact with this, and then you want to hit right. I accidentally left it on the left when I first went to do it. And for every single one of them you want to hit right once, and then A. Don't knock it like I did. Doesn't affect anything, thankfully, but yeah.
Come on. Moment of truth.
Once this error happens, it'll boot us out. And then we can head this way.
What have I done?
Through the door and up the stairs. It'll be very dark. I can't help how dark it is going up the stairs, unfortunately. But when we get up the stairs, you'll see the red light interact with the TV screen, and this will give us a cutscene. And now we wake up out of the bed, collect the tape, and then we can leave.
1242. 1242.
And once we leave the exit,
Roll back.
the ending cutscene will play.
As my sky was torn forever, I realized life would never be the same again. And I couldn't bear this alone anymore.
And that gives you the Making It Fast achievement for beating it in less than 5 days. Congratulations.
You probably don't get my messages, but they don't
And
give
the
me much time
achievement
to
for A Story Unfold, which is for beating the main story. And with that, you have all the achievements. Congratulations on your 1000G. Thank you for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.